Technology will kill us. So I very soon will be able to download food. Do you think we'll get there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll get there. I think is right down to still ordering from your app and
Hello, people. Welcome to Faces of Ghana on YEN TV with me, Philip Abutiati. This is the very first edition, the year 2020, and today we are talking about technology. We are talking about 3D animation, 3D motion graphics, and my guest is Leon. Very soon we'll be interacting with him, and you'll get to hear from him. But before we bring you the conversation, remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on social media. Right, Leon, good to see you.
good to see you, Philip.
And a happy new year to you.
Happy New Year to you too.
What are your plans for 2020?
My plans for 2020 is expansion, globetrotting this year, and recognition this year.
All right, we want to know a little bit about you. So could you tell us about yourself?
Okay, so I'm Leonote. I'm a 3D motion designer. So basically, what I do is I get we turn static images into motion design, like animation, and this is what I've been doing for the past 7 years, and I enjoy what I do. It's been quite a long time coming, but I think it's time for me to put myself out there so people know what exactly entails. It's not just going to sit by the PC and just hitting buttons, but it has a lot of things come together to make what we see motion designing.
Right, so we'll talk a little bit more about motion designing shortly, but quickly, I'd like to know, how did you learn 3D motion?
Okay, so I learned it from the biggest university in the world, that is YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
It means you didn't have any formal education?
No. But prior to that, I studied visual arts back in high school.
Which school was that?
Achimota School.
Oh.
So that in itself had given me some sort of a basis in terms of how to create, how to think like an artist, and how to plan the sort of works I produce. So based on that, I started to learn this whole thing on YouTube, and it was just an intuition that a friend came to me one time and decided to told me about a software that was Cinema 4D, and he told me that, I can use it to do this and that, and I was like, oh wow, let me go try it, and that was it. That was just it. It was just something that sparked, and I just started learning it. I wanted to go to tech, go study graphic designing, but sometimes things don't go your way. So since I didn't have the opportunity to go to tech to go do my first degree in graphics, I decided to rather learn it on my own. But so I was mainly into designing, not into the motion.
The traditional.
The traditional designing, doing T-shirts. I used to do T-shirts, a lot of things like those screen printing and those things. That's what I used to do. I was basically into that, and then that friend I told you,
Where is he now?
Where is he now? Well, he's outside. He's outside.
Why you hear from him?
Oh yeah. I hear from him. So animation is basically just making static objects move. So it can be static objects like a shape like a square, a rectangle.
Or even my picture.
Yeah, your picture. Okay. And basically letting it move from left to right. And that's what we call animation.
And then 3D.
Okay, so 3D has to do with what the eye could see in three-dimensional space. So in 2D is flat. You can just see the four sides of the drawing. But in 3D you can see three-dimensional you can see the
So let's use my microphone as an
illustration. Yeah, so with your microphone,
right.
Yeah, I can see this side, I can see this side, and I can see this side as well.
And
so
the top.
And the top, exactly. So that's what makes it three-dimensional, and that's what we call 3D. So it's three-dimensional.
So the normal 2D or 1D, which one is the
It's
normal one?
2D is the normal
So that one you can see only one
flat,
side.
yes,
Okay.
that's flat, and then the 3D is more solid.
Hey, technology will kill us. So I very soon will be able to download food. Do you think we'll get there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll get there. I think is right down to still ordering from your app. And
So what are some of the benefits that you derive from this whole 3D animation thing?
okay, so I would say first of all, in terms of medicine, in terms of learning about the human anatomy, formerly you would have pictures or diagrams of these images, but now what is actually done is there's a whole 3D model of the of what they are trying to show the students, and it has the heart, every part of the human body, every part of the human reproductive system is inside of is recreated inside of this 3D model, and is used to teach these students, and they can better understand where the heart is, where this ventricle is located, where this one is located, and it makes learning easy. For example, in construction, instead of just having the diagram on a normal paper, we have walkthroughs. We have walkthroughs, and to let the client be able to see where exactly he is paying for before the building actually goes up. So modeling 3D has actually come to solve a lot of problems. So before a client pays any money to raise a building, they actually know what the building will look like before it will actually be built. So 3D animation is appreciated, but what I feel needs to be done more to help us artists is when clients are able to appreciate what we do, the kind of efforts that goes into the sort of works we do, and it's not just going to sit by a PC and clicking things for it to happen. You actually have to go through a lot of thinking and a lot of creative ideas to be able to achieve the results that the client is looking for. And I feel that lots of times clients disregard that aspect of our work and feel, oh, it's just drawing, it's just this thing, why are you charging me this amount? And sometimes it dampens your spirit a bit, because you feel you have put in a lot of effort to produce a particular work, and so it sometimes is a bit challenging. But in this part of the world, art is 50-50. It's not appreciated, it's appreciated.
That takes me to my next question. Is your work lucrative? I mean, do you make a lot of money?
Yes and no. Yeah.
How so?
Okay, so yes in the sense it's not very frequent. It's not frequent like you would wish for, but when it comes, it's very good. And sometimes we lose gigs because of the turnaround times, because sometimes you can just I had a gig from a said company, I wouldn't want to mention the name, and the turnaround time they gave me was 4 days, but the money was big, but the turnaround time was very, very small, and they needed me to do a walkthrough of a place and a whole lot, but the turnaround time was too short, so I had to turn it down. So sometimes we do turn down jobs, basically not because we want to turn it down, but because the timelines are too ridiculous. We can't meet it. So yeah.
What will be your call to, stakeholders, duty bearers, clients, potential clients, investors? What would you like to tell them?
Okay, so what I'd like to tell them is very simple. I'd like to tell them that when they come to me, or when they come to any artist for a work, they should know the sort of person they're going to deal with, and they should sort of know the sort of works the person can produce. So if you know the kind of works I produce, then you should then trust the sort of results you should be expecting. So I don't just like I wouldn't go to a manufacturing company and dictate price to them. I don't expect a client to come to me and tell me that, oh, if I said my price is is 400 CDs. I don't expect you to say you give me 50 CDs. No, it doesn't make sense. Then you're just disrespecting the art, which isn't right. So that's what I entreat. When you come to an artist, pay what he is due, or negotiate, come to an understanding, and then you move.
Quickly, could you mention some of the brands you've worked with?
Okay, so I've worked with Casa Preco, I've worked with PZ Cousins, I've worked with Unilever, and I've worked with University of Ghana Health.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the future of your profession? How do you see your profession in Ghana, the future?
Well, the last time I checked, animation is one of the really fast up and coming fields in the world, and so when you couch a niche for it, you're going to make a lot of income in the next 10 to say 20 years from now. But yeah, the future for animation in Ghana is good, because now people are starting to recognize what it can do for their brands. They are starting to show like much interest. Like before, when I started, it wasn't that. Brands used to go for 2D works because they don't really see why they should pay expensive to do a 3D work. But now brands are, like I said, showing interest in doing these kind of works, and yeah, the future for animation in Ghana is looking very positive. In the next 10 to 15 years, I should see myself having my own animation studio where people from outside can come, and then from other parts of Africa can come and then partake in whatever projects. They can come and then know that we have the equipment to do whatever we want to do, just like Avatar and those kind of things. So that's where I see animation in the next 10 to 20 years.
You made mention of motion capture. Is that your company or something?
No, motion capture is just you being able to capture live motion.
I thought it was the name of your company.
No, it's
But
just
do you have a company?
No, I don't have a company now.
All right. So now, if my viewers want to reach out to you, what are your social media handles?
Okay, so my social media handles for Instagram is I am Leon 3D. I am Leon _3D. And
Leon, that's Leon.
yeah, I am _ Leon 3D.
Okay.
And my Twitter handle is I am Leon. And I think that's about the two platforms So what I would like to say to young artists coming up, I'm also young, but what I would like to say to other people coming up in the craft is to one, do lots of R&Ds, that's research and development. Two, it's a very lucrative industry, and so if you're in it as an animator, you're going to make a lot of money. But it depends on your craft, how good you are. That's what's going to make a client pay X and Y amounts for your services. And yeah, we need a lot of animators in Ghana. We are not a lot. So if you're interested in learning animation, you can hit me up, and then we can, set the ball rolling.
Thank you very much, and thanks for joining us today. Right, so viewers, that was a conversation with Leon. He's a 3D motion designer here in Ghana. You heard from him. It was exciting. Until I come your way again with another edition of the show, remember to keep getting interactive with us on our social media platforms. My name is Philip Abutiati, and this is Faces of Ghana on YEN TV.